morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Internet Uncapped. And today we have a wrestling episode for you today. We are going to be talking about the Royal Rumble, which was in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
4 matches to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to discuss our picks for the event as well. We had videos that we recorded prior, and can't wait to jump into it.
Yes,
First things first, Evan, how you doing? Or should I say
I'm good.
Macho Man?
Yeah, so this is the return of WrestleMania, and it is also the
Royal Rumble.
return of my interpretation of Macho Man Randy Savage. So we are going to play a video right now. I cut a promo, as you do in wrestling, and I do get into it. So I am not gonna waste any more time. Let me share my screen, and I will show you my sort of Macho Man slash Royal Rumble prediction. And of course, it didn't happen, but you'll see in a minute. This is Mitchell's very first time seeing the video. I am super duper excited. All right, we are full screen and we are good to go.
I already got the pop figurine. I like where this is going.
Oh yeah, Macho Man. I'm here to talk about what's gonna happen tonight with the return of the Macho Man and Mitchell watching the Saudi Arabia version of the Macho Man, this Royal Rumble for the WWE. All right, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's my time now. Yeah. I'm here to talk. That pipsqueak over there can go fuck itself right there. Oh, yeah. Now I got something to say. I'm justifiably in a position I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah. Macho Madness. Tonight is the night that we watch Royal Rumble for the second time on Internet Uncapped. Oh, yeah. You know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. And let me point to the president of the WWE, Triple H. You, my dear, have been kind of weird. You've cost me a lot of grief going on last year. Oh, yeah, you had some people. You had really good people. You had really, really damn good people in the men's match, the women's match, the double team. But there were some people who shouldn't have lost. No, they should not have lost. But I am going to offer you a prediction. I'm going to offer you this one little name. That name that I want everybody to watch for is Kit Wilson. Oh, yeah, Kit Wilson. The man who's going to be the next cream of the crop. He's going to be doing it, and he's going to be going in and beating the shit out of all those people. Let me also point one more finger to another person before I leave today. Oh, yeah, that's Chance Wilkins, also known as Cyrax, living in that dilapidated mess of a house in Akron, Ohio. The walls are coming in, folks. FBI, ICE agents, they're coming in, and he might be going to a place he doesn't want to go. He could be homeless. He could be in prison. He might get poked in the ass by some unfettered and ungentlemanly people. But who knows? But we're coming for you, Chance. Who knows what's gonna happen next? But let me also say this. This is the big match, the name of the game, Saudi Arabia, tonight on WWE's Royal Rumble. Oh, yeah. All right. So my prediction, as we noted, was Kit Wilson. Thank you very much.
Evan. Mine's 23 seconds.
Yeah, no, mine was 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
I'm not going to lie. So I did mine because I was like, oh, damn, the event's tomorrow. I did it Friday night. And I was like, I just need to record it. Who do I think? And I looked on my phone. I was like, let's record. 23 seconds is all I did. You're cutting promos on Cyrax? Like, yo, that was great. You got to send that to me. We got to. That's got to.
It's already it's on private from the channel, but yeah, I'll send you the video.
It's got to go to the talk and Insta. Okay, let me share my boring ass.
Yeah, well, it's only 23 seconds, so, you know.
Honestly, mine is like blink twice if there's a gun to your head. Here we go. I am picking Bianca Belair to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I am picking Gunther to beat AJ Styles. I am picking what was the other match? I'm picking Drew McIntyre to win, and I am picking Seth Rollins to return and win the Men's Royal Rumble. Those are my picks.
Yeah. Pretty good picks, though, I will say.
I got 2 out of 4. I'll take 2 out of 4. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, not bad. And then I
Dude,
got zero of one.
yeah. I got completely boned. I got completely boned in the Rumble. I picked two people to return. Neither returned. I got boned. I'm not happy about it. Definitely not a good time.
Not a good time. Yeah,
But
that's true.
in all like seriousness, let's go through the Rumble. So first
Yes.
we had the Women's Royal Rumble. Um, they started out with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. They played with the crowd's emotions a little bit. They are a tag team, so they pretended like they were going to use their finishers on each other. Then they pretended that they were going to throw each other over.
Hmm.
Then they're like, ha ha ha, just kidding. We're not going to do that. Then Kiana James comes out. Um, and then that's when the action starts. You went
Right.
from the tag team to now Kiana James is really an outsider, and they started actually beefing with each other, or within the match. I would say the MVP for me during the Women's Royal Rumble. You can correct me if I'm wrong here. I would have to say two people: Soruka
Hmm.
and Lash Legend. Lash
Oh,
Legend looked great. She
yes.
was fantastic. They were booing her a lot, and she is a heel, a bad character. She is a heel
Hmm.
with Nia Jax, so that is to be expected. Um, and then she did eliminate later on in the match Nikki and Brie Bella at the same time, and the crowd popped for Brie Bella. So two popular people get eliminated by one person, you're going to get booed. Sol Ruka again stole the show. She hit the Soul Snatcher on JC Jane. She hit a double Soul Snatcher on Tiffany Stratton, and
Hmm.
Liv Morgan. She had a fantastic night too.
Yeah, I would agree for sure about Lash Legend. I would say my two. I would say I share your sentiment about Lash Legend and also Sal Ruka. They did a really nice job. Sal Ruka had some crazy moves during
Yeah,
that
the
night.
Soul Snatcher is one of the
The
best.
Soul Snatcher, that was amazing.
Mhm.
Uh, I would say Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley also did an amazing job. Also, Rhea Ripley, very interesting wrestler as well. She's got the whole kind of thing going on. Her nose is very red, but she has that, piercing on her nose and stuff.
That was the makeup for that match. Yeah, she
Yeah,
she has that goth look that people just love.
yeah,
People
no,
are
for sure.
I
And then of course you have was it what, Roseanne Perez, Roxanne
Roxanne
Perez,
Perez. Yeah.
Roxanne Perez. I want to note that she had this kind of weird moment where she's like swinging her arms and yelling like a banshee. So she's like, "Ah!"
Yeah, it was
And I
on
don't know what the hell that was, but it
she
was
did
like,
that. I think she did that to Becky, if I remember
yeah,
correctly. Yeah.
right, right. So that was an interesting moment, but she definitely had some really good moves as well.
Mhm.
Really good moments. But yeah, it was those three who I thought they actually deserved to be in the final three after surviving all the Michigas that was going on. It was Liv Morgan, it was Saul Ruka, and was
Tiffany
it
Stratton.
Lash Legend or who was the third one?
Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. I thought those three. I would have liked Lash to be the third, but again, it was so. I mean, the women's, and I've said this, during even WrestleMania when we did that video last year. We'll probably actually put some links to those wrestling videos in the description of this one. But the dynamicism, the showmanship of all of these women in all the different ways, in all of their different roles, it is so impressive. And obviously, I think that women's wrestling in particular has been historically underappreciated, but I think it's
Mhm.
fantastic that WWE can really um, you know, push it up, platform it in the mainstream, and and have them show like what they're made of. I think it was so exciting, and the men's was really good too. So we'll get into that later. But the women's I thought was fantastic to start off the night with. It was really, I thought it was so well done.
Yeah, and just to kind of add on to that point, WWE gets a lot of credit for what they did with women's wrestling, but I mean, you're not as involved in the wrestling scene as I am.
Sure,
Never
sure.
forget that TNA was the first to go ahead and really push women's wrestling. They showed that you can be sexy but also kick ass in the ring.
Hmm.
They had their women's division, and this is back when we were in high school. It was led by the Beautiful People, which was um, Angelina Love, I believe that was her name. I can't remember.
Hmm.
Sky, um, and then they also had ODB. Um, oh man, I'm going back to middle school. I can't remember all these wrestlers. Gail Kim,
Hmm.
Mickey James. They had so many great wrestlers on that roster for TNA. AJ Styles, he was the face that ran the place. He was the top wrestler. Samoa Joe. They had the X Division. They had we can't say his name, but it's the first word of the Squad movie by James Gunn.
Right.
That was literally a wrestler's name in TNA.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and
Whew.
he would go to the ring like this.
Yeah.
And then Hulk Hogan showed up, and God rest his soul, and Eric Bischoff showed up, and things kind of went south. But
Yeah.
you know, at that time, they were really pushing all those women wrestlers. They were trying to push them to be the next best thing. Mission or Mia Yim in WWE, she was also in TNA, and she was helping push that division as well. They had so many great wrestlers, female wrestlers within that TNA division. They still do. They still do. That's not to say that they don't now. They still do, but um, they really pushed it while WWE was still trying to be like, well, sex sells. Uh,
Hmm.
now it's not. Now it's not like that anymore. You have uh, personally one of my favorite wrestlers. I think that she should go on the Mount Rushmore, and that's Bailey.
Hmm.
She has this like wrestling compound now for just women wrestlers. She's really promoting. She's trying to do her best to promote women's wrestling, and I respect that. And I think she's on the Mount Rushmore.
Makes sense. I was also remembering the organization Glow, which is Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. That was in '86,
Hmm.
and that was a big thing because it was the first all female sort of wrestling like program. And they made a Netflix show based on Glow. And I've watched it. It's very good. I have to watch
Hmm.
more of it though, but I remember it being a very good show.
Yeah, they did. They did have some actual female wrestlers and on there. I forgot
Yes.
who that was on there.
Hmm.
I actually never got around to watching that. I probably will. Um,
Yeah, I would recommend it. I would, in fact, I'd probably watch it from the beginning again if we ever thought of doing a review for it. But
mhm.
I liked it. It was very good so far.
Yeah, I wanted. I would be like, I could point it out to you too. I'd be like, oh, that person. She goes by this name, this name, this name. But
Yeah,
that's
nice.
beside the point.
Besides,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. The other thing, as far as it goes with what was I going to say? The rest of the women's rumble.
yes,
Nia Jax, she had a good run in there. Bailey, didn't see a lot of Bailey. I would
yes.
have liked to see more of her. Her and Lyra Valkyria, they kind of have a tag team going on right now.
Hmm.
Becky, Maxine, and Natty, they had their little segment. And that's the ultimate thing about the Royal Rumble is you want to tell these stories within the match.
Hmm.
The match is one story itself, but you want to tell these stories within the story. Like you had Charlotte eliminating Alexa Bliss. Like that was a big moment when
Yeah.
um, and it was clear that when Nia Jax pulled on Alexa Bliss to save herself, and so it wasn't Charlotte's fault, but obviously they're going to play on that, coming up this week on Raw and SmackDown. I'm trying to think other storylines. Kyrie Sane and Asuka. Kyrie went to go hit Io Sky, hits Asuka. Asuka was
Yeah.
pissed.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
another thing that they could play into. Um, But yeah, it was a great match. And the biggest one, Liv eliminating Raquel Rodriguez,
Yes.
and that's going to be the end of the Judgment Day is near, folks. You like dirty Dominic Mysterio? Well, soon he's just going to be Dominic Mysterio. He's not going to be Dirty Dom anymore. I
Oh
mean, he'll
wow.
probably still be Dirty Dom. I'm joking, of course. But the Judgment Day is going to be coming to an end soon. And I think that they're going to disband that group, which I think, the group thing in WWE and wrestling in general, after a while, it becomes stale. You have to do something new. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I want to see how they address things on Raw and SmackDown this week with the Judgment Day.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Then I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Like obviously Brie, she returned. Everyone was hyped about that. Um, but um, yeah, that was really it.
Well, there was the
Nikki.
Bellas. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
talk about
but
that a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah. Brie and Nikki Bella, they're back. Brie Bella coming back was like the big thing
Mm,
because it's Nikki's been back. She's been having some matches, but for Brie Bella to come back and the Bellas to be reunited,
mm,
that was a big moment.
yeah.
Um, I'm not a big fan, but I will not speak ill. I'll say that. But
Yeah.
again, to have the Bellas back, it is a special moment.
And then they both got eliminated at the same time, which is
By
pretty.
Lash Legend, I'm buying a shirt, baby.
That was yeah. No, it was definitely a great moment that she eliminated both of them. She was like, "Oh
Yeah,
yay!"
and then Liv eliminated her, not Liv. Rhea eliminated her. Then
Yes.
Raquel eliminated Rhea. Then
Yeah.
Liv eliminated Raquel.
Yes. Yes. Right.
Crazy moment. Um, Next match: Gunther versus AJ Styles.
That was something.
It was something. I said I was telling people today. After watching, I was like, my childhood is dead. I grew up watching AJ Styles.
Mm,
I remember when he was part of the he was part of excuse me, when he was in TNA, and then Ric Flair was like, "Oh, we got to get you a robe. You got to be like me." I remember when he was in that. I remember when he was in the biker gang.
mm,
They were called the Aces and Eights or something like that. It was Mr. Kennedy. Well, that's what he was in WWE. But then when he went to TNA, he was Mr. Anderson. It was him, Devon, Bubba, um, AJ Styles, um, Luke Gallows. I can't remember who else was in there, but it was 8 of them, and they all were in this like weird biker gang gimmick. And I remember when AJ Styles was in that, and then he left and he went to New Japan, and he had matches where he was a part of the Bullet Club, Too Sweet, and had matches with Shinsuke Nakamura and all these like Okada, all these great legendary Japanese wrestlers. And then he came to WWE and he debuted at the Royal Rumble, number 3, and I think it was the 2016 Rumble. And when the screen said phenomenal, I was like, no. And but I've watched AJ Styles for years. I would say out of all the wrestlers, like I grew up watching John Cena, but AJ Styles, I've watched him for so long that it's crazy to think like middle school was like 18 years ago, like
insane.
and
Like what?
so I've been
How?
I've been watching this guy like more than half of my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's been wrestling probably longer than I've been alive, which is crazy also.
Yes.
But I mean it just speaks to AJ Styles and just how great of a wrestler he is and just um how much he's meant to this industry. And I
I
don't
see that.
like
Mhm.
part of me is okay if he's done. If he's done now, I'm okay. But I will not be okay if AJ's not okay with how things ended. Typically wrestlers lose their last match. That's always their thing. They lose their last match and they try to pass a torch to the person that they beat. It's
Okay.
always a thing that they do.
Yep. Hmm.
But for AJ, I feel as though he's got to go out at like TNA. TNA is he built TNA. He was the best. He's the best wrestler in TNA history.
Hmm.
I think it is only right for AJ Styles to go back to TNA Slammiversary and have the last match there. It's their WrestleMania. It's Slammiversary. He needs to do one match there
Right.
and just
Yeah.
like I mean, but it's up to him. If he's happy, I'll be happy. But if he think I just think there's a part of me that's like he was TNA man. I would like for him to finish his career there. But let's talk about the match. Um, it's your typical thing with Gunther. His whole thing is he wants to make people submit. He wants to make people tap out. That's always been his mo. It's always been his gimmick. Um,
Yeah.
he, I thought he had a great showing. I
He
thought him,
did.
yeah,
I will admit, and I'm not a big fan of him, but
yeah,
he really had AJ like pretty in the chokehold. I mean, in all the big power moves that you see in like Greek mythology. I mean, it was all on display.
yeah.
That's what she said. But anyway,
Yeah,
that's
no, I mean Gunther is a big guy, and
yeah.
they play on that by having him throw people around, and he's this whole thing where he's a wrestling purist, where
Hmm.
he wants to bring respect to wrestling. Um,
Sure.
for him to get a submission victory, which now you have to think he's made John Cena tap, he's made AJ Styles tap.
Yeah.
They are making him one of the most hated wrestlers. They're pushing him to the moon right now
Yeah.
for the most hated wrestler. And absolutely love it. You need the big bad heel. Wrestling
Yeah.
has been its
Yeah.
best when you've had a guy that everyone's like, fucking hate that guy.
Hmm.
That's when it's its best. Like you look at, in the early 2000s, you had a guy like Stone Cold. He was kind of like the anti-hero,
Hmm.
but they still had some big bad. Oh, sorry, the '90s, late '90s. I mean, early 2000, it was Triple H. Triple H was the big bad. He
Hmm.
was. It's all about the game, and and he was the big bad when he had Evolution. It was him, Batista, Randy Orton, Ric Flair, all in their faction. They were cheating their way, trying to go ahead and get to the top. And then you go a little bit further. Who becomes the next big bad? It's Edge. Edge is the little lying, conniving little bastard.
Mm.
And then he finds a way to win matches. Lita's helping him win matches. He's cashing in money in the bank. He's winning Royal Rumble. He's doing everything, and he's winning these matches. Then you have after that, it becomes trying to think out. I don't want to say Alberto Del Rio. It should have been him, but with legal trouble, we're not going to get into that.
Hmm.
But you need the big bads. You need the big bads. People that everyone hates, and then
I
they
know.
get their championship run, and then you hate them, and then you love to hate them, and that's what wrestling's all about. And Gunther, they're trying to make him a generational hater, and I respect it, and kudos to him for keeping up the grind.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even like him, and I'm just a cat and casual, so it must have worked on me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now you're like fuck that guy.
Yeah, I'm like, why is he so slow? Like, can we pick it up a little bit? But that must be intentional, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's just as there's different styles. You have guys that are kind
Sure.
of like,
Yeah.
yeah, you have guys who are kind of your bruisers, your brawlers. You have your powerhouse guys. You have
Hmm.
your submission machines. There's different strokes for different folks. But
As you do. Absolutely.
but yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that AJ. I don't remember him hitting the Styles Clash. I don't remember him hitting his finishing
I don't
move.
think he hit any moves that I saw. It was
I
he
know
was because Gunther
he
was
hit.
just strangling him into submission. It was just like,
Yeah, I don't even think he hit the phenomenal forearm. Now that I'm thinking about it,
no, I didn't see
so
anything like that.
yeah, so I mean, I would have liked to have seen if it was his last go. I would have liked to have seen that, but I mean, that's why I don't think it's his last go around. I think he's going to go somewhere else and finish. But
Yeah, and I mean, even at the very end of the match, when everyone is devastated that he lost, and he's sort of in the middle of the ring, and he's just kind of like basking in not glory, but it's like he's just basking in the adoration of the fans. And you said like it's probably not going to be over for him, and I'm thinking, yeah, that sounds about right. I think this does set him up to go to TNA or to go wherever he would go, and then he would finish his career
mhm.
in like the biggest bang that you could think of. That was my interpretation of it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because he took his gloves off, and it's
He
always
took his gloves off and then he put them back on, and then he's like, no,
yeah, and he did the phenomenal one.
the yeah,
Yeah, with his gloves. So
right,
I thought that was a great match overall.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, we'll go to the next one. Next one we had Sami Zayn trying to beat Drew McIntyre. Um, Sami Zayn very early in the match was selling his back, and that became a point of contention later on. Sami Zayn has been wrestling the same way for years.
Hmm.
You don't think he can win, then somehow he gets this feat of strength in the middle of the match, and he's unstoppable.
Hmm.
And then he starts kicking ass, and then he either wins or loses. That's every Sami Zayn match. Um, I like
Hmm.
Sami Zayn. I think early on he was a great character. They had a chance to do something with him, but now I think they've messed up. I think they've messed up. They've made it now where everyone's comparing him to Hulk Hogan. Where with Hulk Hogan, it was like, oh, you could never count him out of a match. You could never do this. You can never do that. Like he's always winning, and he's always kicking out of like people's finishing moves.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
it's like it's not a finishing move if you kick out of it. If
Yeah.
everyone kicks out of it, like it's not a finishing move. Like the
Interesting.
the Dudley Boys, they have their move, the 3D, and there was I forgot who the wrestler was. It was on TNA, and then the wrestler was like, "Yeah, they want me to kick out of the 3D. I'm not going to do that." And the Dudley Boys were like, "No, no, 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 no. It's fine. You can kick out of it." And the guy was like, "No one's ever kicked out of it. I don't want to do it." And they were like, "No, it's fine. You can do it. We give you our blessing." Like,
Hmm.
and they had the most consistent finishing move ever. You know, and it's like with Sami Zayn, you just don't get that. Um,
Yeah.
it was a hard hitting match. Drew McIntyre looks good as he always does. You know, he's a
Oh yeah.
powerhouse.
Yeah.
But he could, he lays some good strikes. He went out of they go around the ring a little bit. But overall, I just thought, this was the to me the worst match on the card.
Yeah. It wasn't super engaging. I just wasn't. I mean, we actually stepped out away from the television at one point. Like, it was
Yeah,
kind of
because we were
whatever.
like, yeah, it was just so boring.
It's just like, okay, like, so what? Like,
Yeah, it just it's hard with Sami Zayn sometimes. Like
yeah.
when he was in the Bloodline and he was goofing with those guys, I love that. But like lately, to me, Sami Zayn has just been crammed down everyone's throat, and I'm like, why? Can we get anyone but Sami Zayn, please? Like anyone, anyone but Sami Zayn. But I mean,
Yeah, I agree. It really it was probably it really was the weakest part of the night on an
mhm.
otherwise like really great, very impressive night
Yeah,
overall. And last year wasn't like that. In fact, if I remember both single matches were actually pretty good. Obviously, the first one was like the holy shit, like that one. I forget which one that was last year, but it was
yeah. I just remember last
we
year.
gotta roll we gotta roll the tape in last year's video, but I just remember like there were like all these like crazy things going on and stunts and oh my god and that kind of thing. And there
Yeah,
really wasn't that for both matches, but the Gunther AJ Styles for what it was really engaging, and very good. And then this one was like, okay, whatever. Like, what are we doing? You know?
yeah. It was interesting. I'll say that
Yeah,
it was interesting.
yeah,
Um, yeah. Now, lastly, we get to excuse me. We get to the men's Royal Rumble,
yes,
and during the men's Royal Rumble, we had, uh, you know, uh, I the Royal Rumble is always a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It is always a big deal. It's great stuff. Love to see it, but this, there was no really shocks besides El Grande Americano. You had some AAA luchadors show up, but nothing too crazy. And also, just to throw it out there, I Show Speed was in that Rumble. That was one of the big moments from last year.
Right. And there
Yeah,
wasn't anything like that for this year, but
yeah. And
it
then
is what it is.
there
They're
was
in Saudi
also
Arabia.
there was also a tag match,
Yes.
and there was also the ladder match. That's the one that we were like, wow! It was Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes for the belt.
That one. That
Um,
yep. Kevin, that's right. That's
that
the
was
one where it was like, "Oh,
yeah.
what?"
We saw the
Yes, that's right.
we
Mhm.
saw the where Kevin Owens had to carry Cody Rhodes a little bit
Yes.
and then drop him, and he was like, there's moments like that where you go, oh man, he dropped him on his head. That's gotta hurt.
Yes.
Um, but Cody was fine. He was fine. He did his thing.
Yep.
Um, Now, but with the this year's men's Royal Rumble, very disappointed that we
Mm,
didn't have any big returns. Nothing big happened besides El Grande Americano. Number
yeah.
two, Braun Breaker. He does get attacked by a masked man. Um,
Yeah, and then he gets eliminated pretty quickly,
yeah,
which
and
was
he,
like, "Huh?"
yeah,
It's like, "Hmm,
and that only boosted Obafemi's stats.
yes."
He ended up finishing with the most eliminations,
And
and
Oba Femi or,
Femi,
Femi, he was eliminating the first 6 guys just like that. And it was like, "What?"
yeah, it was Rusev,
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio, Matt Cardona, Braun Breaker. So I'm trying to think who else did he eliminate. Like he was
Yeah.
eliminating everyone.
He was eliminating everyone, and it wasn't bad, but I'm like, "Oh god, if this continues this way, this is gonna be kinda boring." Why like, they're not gonna do that, right? They're not just
Yeah,
gonna
no.
have him, like but, of course, that's not what ends up happening. It gets a lot more dynamic, and, of
Mhm.
course, the entry of Javon Evans,
Yep.
Mr. Dynamo himself. Never heard of this guy before. Mitchell, I know
Mhm.
you follow wrestling, but I was immensely impressed. I was immensely impressed with his presence, with his moves in particular were super dynamic and just. I mean, he was like freaking Spider-Man. Like he was just going up, down, left, and right on everybody. And even when he got knocked around a few different times, I mean, he really sold it.
Yeah.
I was very, very impressed with him, and of course he probably wasn't going to win, is because he's very new and all, but he is a star in the making. I am very much looking forward to seeing his career and where it'll lead him in the future. But he's a rising star, really, really cool stuff.
Yeah. And I went on to WWE.com and I got it right here. So Obafemi eliminated the following wrestlers. Rusev at number 5, Solo Sikoa at number 3, Rey Mysterio at number 4, Matt Cardona at 6, and Braun Breaker at 2.
Yes,
So it was 5 early on.
5. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and but and then there's the two El Grande Americanos. We talked about it. Obviously, Chad Gable is back, which is great. So I guess there was one not surprise. I guess yeah, surprise return. I didn't think he would return.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
as the original El Grande Americano. So there was one return there, and then the debut of Royce Keys, formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs from AEW, which I told you during the event. I said he's in all the commercials for AEW.
Mm.
So they got to take those off the air now and film some new ones. Like that's got to be terrible for him. Um,
Yeah.
Logan Paul was in it. We don't care. Um,
He still shouldn't have gone as far as he did. He was like top 4 or 5. I think 4.
yes, I think it was
Which, like,
four.
really? Like, what are we doing? Come on.
LA Knight actually he did come back at number 21, so he
Yeah.
was someone that did return. But even then, like it would have been nice if there was, just I don't know. Last year, you look at like I Show Speed showing up, like that was an incredible moment. LA Knight came back, he eliminated some people, then he got eliminated. He was like one of the last like 7 8. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
and he's a great wrestler in his own right, and I feel
yeah,
bad. I want him to get his push finally, but
yeah.
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. But I had picked, and I just want to know, I had picked Bianca Belair
Mhm.
and Seth Rollins. Neither of them came back. I got boned in the Rumble. We forgot to mention Gunther at number 30.
Yeah, Gunther, who had just done the AJ Styles match, and I was like, "Really?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, What?" It was such a strange choice because
Mm-hmm.
he had just done a match, and yet he's now in the very end of Royal Rumble. Kit Wilson obviously did not make it out, if
Yep.
only, but he's new, whatever. Um, yeah, so then it became oh yeah, and then of course, well, we had Brock Lesnar and we had Roman Reigns.
Yep.
We had those big names. I'm trying to remember how Brock Lesnar got
It
eliminated.
was Cody Rhodes and LA Knight.
Yeah, well, Cody Rhodes and
And it
LA
was
and
during
a
it
Knight
was
double
during
team, I think.
yeah, it was during
Yeah.
Jay Uso's entry.
Okay.
And it was I couldn't believe that. I was like, Brock just got eliminated during an entrance. You figured there would be more attention on Brock getting eliminated.
Yeah. And
So
Uba Femi, they're two big guys. They were like right in the middle of the ring, and then like
I want to see that because apparently Brock has pretty much been like I want to retire,
I could
and
see it. I
and
could definitely see it.
he's up there in age too. I'm gonna search it up. How old is he? He's got to be 50,
He's
or
gotta be
he's
50.
got to be pushing 50 rather.
Pushing
Like
50 or at 50. I think he's at 50 by now. There's no way.
48. He turns 49 this
48?
year.
All right, pushing 50.
Yeah, so he turns 49 this year.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Wow.
We're like, damn.
Wow. Yeah. So,
But yeah, so
um,
again, he turns 49 this year, and yeah, it's time. He's been doing this for such a long time, and even though he's just part time,
yeah.
it's still like wears and tears on your body. When you're at that age,
Hmm.
when he was probably in his like mid 30s, he'd probably be sore for a week. Now he's probably sore for two and a half.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
uh,
as an outside observer, what I thought was interesting about this Royal Rumble, as opposed to last year. I mean, last year it was first of all, I thought it was a really good men's match in
mhm.
particular. There were I didn't appreciate kind of the fake moves and the this and the that, but the final two between Jey Uso and John Cena, considering that John Cena was was about to retire, Jey Uso was this up and comer at the time,
Well, no,
and
no, Jey Uso's been on the roster for a
oh,
very
he's
long
been on
time.
the okay, but he
He,
never
yeah,
won a Royal Rumble before.
yeah, he never won a Royal
So it
Rumble, and
was
he
like
was in
these
his single.
two clashing titans, and it felt exciting. It felt palpable. And then when John Cena lost, it was like, whoa, it was that kind of thing. This year was I found it to be a little odd. It's particularly when we got to the final four, which was Roman Reigns, uh, Logan Paul,
Gunther
Gunther,
and Randy
and who
Randy Orton.
and Randy Orton. And it didn't see and it was like they were all very prolific, all very whatever, but it just felt like,
I think
for
they
lack of a better phrase, process of elimination. That's what it felt like. It's like, well, one of these guys is going to go off and the other few are going to you know they're going
yeah.
to do whatever they do. Then it came down to, of course, Roman Reigns and Gunther, and I'm like, come on, like, we can't have Gunther win two matches in the same night, right?
Mhm,
And Roman Reigns, they didn't build. There wasn't any build up with him, and he was doing really good, of course, right? Like throughout the whole match, but it wasn't clear, like the palpableness, like last year's was. It
mhm.
wasn't clear, like what exactly, and so Roman Reigns won. This is his second time that he won, and congrats to him. I thought he did a really great job, and then he threw Gunther, over the edge, and that was and that was it. Um, I liked it for sure, but I agree with you. I wasn't disappointed with this year's men's match. I definitely liked last year's more. I did.
Mhm.
Just the way, similarly to the way that you liked it more. I think.
Yeah, like I think last year with Cena in it, I think it played on everyone's emotion
Yes.
because everyone was like, "We want to see him one more time." I think everyone and their mother was like, "Please, John Cena, win it one more time."
Right.
I think that's really what it was. Because for me, I was like, he just needs the belt one more time to beat Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And, that's a cool thing. That's a
Yes.
cool thing to witness history like that. And especially with what John Cena means to the wrestling world.
Right.
So for me, that's how I was viewing it. I was like, he needs to win one more time, and he beats Ric Flair.
Hmm.
Like to me, that's the coolest thing ever. But
And it didn't quite
it didn't
happen that
happen,
way. Yeah.
and it was disappointing. But Jay Uso at the time was hot. He goes on to beat Gunther at WrestleMania. So
Yeah. That's right.
yeah,
And he deserved to beat him.
and
It
and
was
that,
it was a slow match, but I was like, good.
yeah. Now the question is, so Roman Reigns won,
Yes.
Liv Morgan won. So
Yes.
now it's about who do they go and face? Is it going to be Stephanie Vaquer
Mm,
versus Liv,
mhm.
or Jay Cargill versus Liv? Is it going to be Roman Reigns, versus CM Punk, or Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre? Either way, I think those are going to be like Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Last year they were in the main event,
They were in
and
the
the
triple with
three
Seth
man, yeah,
Rollins. Yeah.
yeah, and then you have,
Yeah.
I mean, Drew McIntyre years ago. He faced during the pandemic where they were in the Thunderdome, which was the WWE where they had the electronic screens
Mm.
for the fans to watch.
Mhm.
So Drew McIntyre won, and I think Roman took the title from him,
Oh,
if I remember
wow.
correctly. So
Yeah.
you can get that rematch. I would love to have that rematch.
Mm.
Um, but
Sure.
for Liv, we've never seen her go against Cargill one on one. We've
Mhm.
never seen Stephanie Vaquer.
Yes.
I'm okay with either one of those matches.
Okay.
But
Sure.
for Roman, I'm leaning more towards Drew McIntyre. I want him to face Drew McIntyre, and I want Seth Rollins to face CM Punk at WrestleMania.
Okay. And I'm gonna say, I just to be different, I would say, CM Punk, that he'll go up against CM Punk
Mhm. Yeah, we'll
instead
see.
of Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, again, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be
It will be
interesting.
very interesting to see what
Yeah.
happens. Yes.
All right. Any final thoughts there, Evan?
Yeah, no, I thought another really good Royal Rumble, and this is my second time. Last year, I was incredibly just electrified and impressed, and you never know what you're gonna get. But I thought this year's was really good. It was very fun.
Hmm.
And aside from the Sami Zayn, match with Drew McIntyre, I thought they put on a really good show. Really good show.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree.
Nobody's gonna understand that reference, but it's Ed Sullivan. Really big show from
Well,
like the '60s. I was like, who the hell is Ed
yeah,
Sullivan? Like,
Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is that guy?
yeah, exactly. Oh, and,
But
and I'll mention this as well. It would have been amazing if a wrestler like Otis came back, but unfortunately, the big baby did not come back. It's unfortunate.
wait. One last thing. No Joe Hendry.
No Joe Hendry.
Like,
Yeah.
come on. Say his name and he appears. I
I
believe in
believe in
Joe
Joe Hendry.
Hendry.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there were a bunch of people who
Like
did not make it.
I mean, they brought up they brought up all these guys from AAA, and the crowd was like, great." And then they brought up some luchadors like Ray Phoenix got nothing, and then he got eliminated
Yeah,
quick.
the iguana. It's like
Mystery Iguana, dude,
Mr. Iguana.
Mystery Iguana is
He was
awesome.
funny. I will say he was actually very funny. Yeah.
He's fantastic, but the
Yes.
crowd. wrestling in Mexico, for AAA is more about the character. Like it's more fun.
Right.
Like they try to treat it more like entertainment than
Yes.
like in America it's about wrestling. There it's they play on the entertainment. They play on that the aspect of have fun with it, and they do goofy stuff. Like he uses the iguana and he bites people. They like he'll grab people by the hand. They go ah like they're actually getting bit. Dude, it's a puppet. We all know
Yeah.
it's a puppet, but it's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Oh
it was funny. It was. I was. It was like this is so unusual, and yet I love this at the same time. He
yeah, and then
comes
every
out with
time he
the
gets
freaking iguana in his mouth, and I'm like, what is this?
dude, he that's who he is.
Yeah, it
But
was awesome. I will say.
hmm but yeah, I mean that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up
Um,
for me. Yep.
yeah,
Huh?
hit the bell icon, get notifications, and again, until next time, we'll see you next video. Peace out.